It might sound harsh, but the reality is that our success or failure in life is largely determined by the small things we do every day. Countless successful individuals will tell you the saying, greatness isn't achieved overnight. But when one day's effort is added to the next, and those days compound into consistent habits, that is when the very foundation of our future is laid. So often, we dream of achieving something monumental, but we unconsciously sidestep the small, necessary actions required to bring those dreams to life. Phrases like, "I'll get to it tomorrow," or "there's always later," become the greatest adversaries in our journey. Today's story is about a young woman who yearned for a remarkable life, but her own was in a state of chaos. She held on to the hope that one day, as if by magic, everything would suddenly fall into place. But life isn't a movie where a dramatic twist can alter everything in an instant. So I invite you to watch this video until the very end, because perhaps these few minutes you invest today could mark the beginning of a powerful new habit in your own life. In a bustling city lived a young woman named Maya. Maya was an ordinary person, neither exceptionally gifted nor particularly struggling, but she carried extraordinary dreams. She wanted to build a life of purpose and achievement. However, she faced a significant obstacle, a profound lack of consistency. She frequently abandoned projects midway, overlooked minor responsibilities, and found it nearly impossible to stick to any kind of routine. Despite her grand ambitions, Maya never truly committed to starting any meaningful work. She would draft elaborate plans for her future, but never saw them through. Whether it was learning a new language, starting a fitness regimen, or building a side business, her constant refrain was, "I'll start on Monday." But that Monday never seemed to arrive. Her friends and family often encouraged her to be more consistent and disciplined, but their advice seemed to pass her by. Maya's room was a reflection of her mind, cluttered and disorganized. Books she intended to read were piled high. A dusty guitar she wanted to learn sat in a corner, and a half-finished painting gathered dust on an easel. She felt a growing sense of frustration, a gap between the person she wanted to be and the person she was each day. One evening, feeling particularly lost, she wandered into a quiet old bookstore she had never noticed before. The air inside smelled of aged paper and forgotten stories. An elderly man with kind eyes and a gentle smile greeted her from behind the counter. He was Mr. Cato, the owner. Seeing the look of searching on Maya's face, he didn't ask what book she was looking for, but instead asked, "What are you trying to build?" The question caught Maya off guard. She stammered, "I want to build a successful life, but I don't know where to begin. It all feels too big." Mr. Cato listened patiently, then walked to a shelf and pulled out a small, plain-looking journal. "The secret to building anything great," he said, handing her the journal, "is not in one giant leap, but in the small, consistent steps you take every day. For the next 7 days, I want you to do one small thing and only one. Tidy your desk every single evening before you sleep. Nothing more." Maya was skeptical. How could tidying a desk change her life? It seemed too simple, almost pointless. But there was a conviction in Mr. Cato's voice that made her agree. That night, she reluctantly spent 5 minutes clearing her desk. It felt strange, but she did it. She returned to the bookstore a week later. "I did it," she announced, a hint of pride in her voice. "My desk has been clean for 7 days," Mr. Cato smiled. "Excellent. For the next 7 days, continue to tidy your desk and add one more task. Read for 10 minutes before bed." Again, the task seemed trivial. But Maya, having felt a small spark of satisfaction from the first habit, decided to try. The 10 minutes of reading often turned into 15 or 20. She was beginning to enjoy the quiet ritual. Week by week, Mr. Cato gave her a new small habit to add to her routine. After reading, it was a 10-minute walk in the morning. Then, it was writing down 3 things she was grateful for. Then, spending 15 minutes learning a new word in the language she wanted to speak. Each task was so small that it felt easy to accomplish. She never felt overwhelmed because she was only adding one tiny block at a time. The powerful part was that she never stopped doing the previous habits. Months passed. Maya's life began to transform in ways she never thought possible. Her room was no longer cluttered. It was a space of order and peace. She was halfway through her first book in the new language. Her morning walks filled her with energy, and her gratitude journal shifted her entire perspective from one of lack to one of abundance. She had even picked up her guitar again, practicing for just 15 minutes a day. She was no longer waiting for a magical Monday to start living. She was already living, day by day. The final time she visited Mr. Cato, she was a different person. Confidence radiated from her. "I don't understand," she said. "None of the things you told me to do were huge. How did they change everything?" Mr. Cato poured 2 cups of tea. "You think you were just tidying a desk or reading a book. But what you were really building was the habit of keeping a promise to yourself. Every time you completed a small task, you told your own mind, 'I am someone who follows through.' That is the most powerful habit of all." From Mr. Cato's wisdom, Maya learned that true transformation comes from the small, consistent efforts. Here are the 7 impactful habits that changed her life and can change yours too. First, the habit of order. This starts with a simple act, like making your bed or tidying your desk. A clear physical space promotes a clear mental space. It's a small victory at the start of your day that sets a positive tone. Second, the habit of movement. Just 10 to 15 minutes of physical activity, like a brisk walk, stretching, or a short home workout. It's not about intense training, but about waking up your body and mind, improving your mood and energy levels for the day ahead. Third, the habit of reflection. Take a few minutes each day to be still. This could be through meditation, prayer, or simply sitting in silence. In our noisy world, creating a space for quiet reflection helps to reduce stress and gain clarity. Fourth, the habit of gratitude. Before you sleep, write down or simply think of 3 things you are grateful for. This simple practice shifts your focus from what's wrong in your life to what's right, fostering a more positive and resilient mindset. Fifth, the habit of learning. Dedicate just 15 minutes a day to learning something new. Read a book, listen to a podcast, watch an educational video, or practice a skill. Small, consistent learning compounds into vast knowledge over time. Sixth, the habit of planning. At the end of each day, take 5 minutes to write down the most important tasks for the next day. This simple act eliminates decision fatigue in the morning and provides a clear roadmap, ensuring you start your day with purpose. And seventh, the habit of self-discipline. This is the master habit that all the others are built upon. It's the practice of keeping the promises you make to yourself, no matter how small. Each time you follow through, you build self-trust and strengthen your willpower. Maya's journey teaches us a profound lesson. We often overestimate the importance of one big moment and underestimate the value of small, consistent improvements. The hidden power of what you do every day is not in the single action, but in the compounding effect of those actions over time. They are the invisible threads that weave the fabric of our destiny. So, don't wait for a life-altering event to begin. Start today. Choose just one small habit. Do it tomorrow and the day after. Because true change doesn't happen in a day, but it does start with one. That one small, seemingly insignificant step you take today is the first stone in the foundation of the magnificent life you dream of building. Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, please hit that like button and share it with someone who might need to hear this message today. And don't forget to subscribe for more content to help you build a stronger, more disciplined life. See you in the next video. Bye.